For decades, your pension was the one fortress the taxman could never breach. Your house? He was waiting at the door. Your savings? He counted every coin. Your business? He took his cut. But the pension sat behind the drawbridge, pressurized and sealed, the single place where your family's inheritance was safe. For years, the advice was simple: guard the pension, feed it, never touch it, let it grow into the nest egg that would carry your name into the next generation. That era is ending. On the 6th of April, 2027, the government lowers the drawbridge. Your nest egg becomes a tax beacon, glowing on HMRC's radar the very second you die. And here is the part that should worry you. This is not a rumour. This is not a proposal still being argued over in a committee room. It is already law. The only thing standing between you and this change is the calendar. And most British savers have no idea it is coming. Here is what actually changes. Announced in the autumn budget of 2024, and now written into law through the Finance Act of 2026. The rule is this: from the 6th of April 2027, most unspent pension pots and death benefits will be pulled into your estate for inheritance tax. For the first time in a generation, the money inside your SIP, your personal pension, your workplace pot, will be stacked on top of your house and your savings, and taxed at 40% above the threshold. The exemption that made pensions the ultimate wealth transfer tool is being switched off. Think of it like this: your pension was a deep-sea diving bell, sitting at the bottom of the ocean. That is your estate. It was pressurized. It was separate. The water of taxation swirled all around it, but inside the bell, your gold stayed dry. You always believed your family could climb down, reach inside, and lift the gold out clean. In April 2027, the government drills a hole in the bell, and the moment they do, the water of taxation rushes in. 40% of your gold is submerged instantly before your family can lift a single bar. The bell that kept your fortune dry for decades becomes just another flooded room at the bottom of the sea. Let me show you the numbers, because this is where it stops being a story and starts being your money. Picture a homeowner who dies with a house worth £500,000 and an unspent pension worth £400,000, a total estate of £900,000. Under the old rules, the pension sat outside the estate, so the taxman only looked at the house. £500,000. And against that, this person had two allowances: the nil rate band of £325,000 and the residence nil rate band of £175,000. Together, £500,000 of protection. The house fit neatly underneath. The inheritance tax bill? Nothing. Zero. The family kept it all. Now run it again under the new rules. From April 2027, that £400,000 pension is dragged back inside. The estate is now the full £900,000. Subtract the same £500,000 of allowances, and you are left with £400,000 exposed. Tax that at 40%, and the bill is £160,000. £0 to £160,000. Nothing changed about this family's wealth. They did not spend a penny. They did not sell a thing. The only thing that changed was the date on the calendar. That is the 40% siphon. And I am afraid it gets worse, because for many families, the 40% is only the first bite. If you die at the age of 75 or older, your beneficiaries do not just inherit the pension, they inherit an income tax bill on top of the inheritance tax bill. Because when they draw money out of that inherited pot, HMRC treats it as their income and taxes it at their marginal rate. Watch what that does. Take a pension of £100,000. First, inheritance tax takes 40%. £40,000 gone. £60,000 remains. Now your child, a top-rate earner, draws that money out and pays income tax on it. The remaining £60,000 is taxed again, and the family is left holding just £33,000 of the original £100,000. That is an effective tax rate of 67%. 67 pence of every pound, taken before it ever reaches your children. The same pot, taxed twice. This is the squeeze that has savers across Britain rethinking everything. Here is the simplest way to feel it. You are a farmer. Over a lifetime, you have grown an enormous crop. That crop is your pension. For years, the deal was fair. When you sold your grain, when you drew your income, the government took a few bags in tax. That was it. A toll on what you actually used. From 2027, the deal changes. Now, there is a harvest toll at the farm gate. Before you or your family can move a single sack of grain to the market, before anyone has spent or sold a thing, the government stands at the gate and takes 40% of the entire harvest, not on what you sell, on what you grew. The toll is charged simply for having the crop when you die. So, what do you actually do? This is where the old wisdom flips completely on its head. For 20 years, every advisor in Britain gave the same instruction. Spend your ISA first. Spend your savings first. Keep your pension untouched until the very end, because the pension was the tax-free jewel you passed to your heirs. After April 2027, that advice is financial suicide. The pension is no longer the safe box at the end. It is the exposed asset that gets hit the hardest. So the order reverses. This is what strategists now call inside-out spending. You spend the pension from the inside first, drawing it down as income to fund your actual life. And you protect the ISA on the outside because the ISA can be passed on far more efficiently under the new landscape. Imagine your accounts as a row of candles on a table. For years, the sensible thing was to burn the smallest candle first and save the biggest for last. But now, someone has placed a heavy weight on top of the pension candle. And in 2027, that weight drops and crushes whatever is left of it, taking 40% or more down with it. So you do not save that candle for last anymore. You light the pension candle now. You burn it down deliberately, while the light, the income, is still yours to enjoy and yours to give. Far better that the warmth of that flame lights your own home today than be crushed into tax tomorrow. So here is the plan, in plain terms. First, draw your pension as an income stream. Turn it into the money that funds your life, your holidays, your home, your family, today. A pound you enjoy is a pound the taxman never touches. Second, understand the 7-year rule. When you give money away as a genuine gift, and you live for 7 full years afterwards, that gift falls completely outside your estate. It is one of the most powerful tools left standing, and the earlier you start, the more of that clock you put on your own side. Third, use your income to give while you are living. Instead of hoarding a pension for your children to inherit and be taxed on, you can move money to them now, watch them use it, and start the 7-year clock ticking on every gift you make. Give it while you can still see the good it does. A deposit on a first home, help with the grandchildren, a burden lifted from a struggling son or daughter. That is a legacy the taxman cannot drill a hole into. And fourth, preserve the ISA for your heirs where it now makes sense. And speak to a qualified advisor before you move any real money, because every estate is different, and the rules around gifting and the spouse exemption carry real detail underneath them. Here is the truth the headlines miss. The wealthiest families in Britain in 2027 will not be the ones with the biggest pensions. They will be the ones who were agile, the ones who saw the drawbridge coming down and moved their gold across it before the water rushed in. The rules of the fortress have changed. The fortress is now a beacon, but you still have time, right now, before April 2027, to decide one thing. Whether your life savings will light your own home while you are alive, or light up on the taxman's radar the day you are gone. Move early, move deliberately, and do not let the drawbridge come down with your gold still on the wrong side. If you learned something, like and subscribe. See you in the next one.